Good afternoon, everyone. It is your hometown gals, Ashley Tullis and Amber Pierce, with season 4, episode 2 of the weekly drip. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Amber.
Hello. How are you doing this week?
I'm doing great. Still ironing out some technicals with the software. It says we're live, so I think the public can see us. Hopefully that's the case. For those scrolling along and just popping in, this is a conversation that Amber and I have every week where we talk about what's happening around town, what's going on, what we're up to, and we want to also hear from you and what you're up to as well. Are you shared? Did you do it?
I think I did it. I'm trying to be able to share it so everybody can see when I'm live too. I think I did it. I think
you upgraded your camera equipment. You look fabulous today.
Thank you. There is a time to upgrade from the emergency, I need a camera right now, COVID camera to one that actually has a good camera. And so seemed like time.
I don't know about you, but I got to a point where I'm like, if I get invited to one more Zoom, I'm not going. I refuse. And I love Zoom
so wholeheartedly.
Like early COVID days, I was doing like Zoom happy hours. Like the person in me that likes to stay at home and like wear my house shoes all the time, like that cup overflowed. And then I was like, no more.
You could be business up top and PJs on the bottom.
Maybe I am right now. I don't know. Who knows? Who's to say?
I wouldn't blame you.
So Amber and I partook in an event last weekend together. We went to Name That Tune Bingo, you guys, and it was a blast. The Tullis family not only had a good time, but walked away a winner because they let kids play too. So Wyatt won Black Name That Tune Bingo. I understand it's also this weekend as well. I don't know that they do it every weekend, but they do it pretty frequently. And 10 out of 10 recommend.
Yes. And I discovered that I have a favorite pizza closer to Dripping Springs. Suds Monkey also has gluten-free and dairy-free pizza, and it was delicious. We ordered 2 pizzas between myself, my husband, and my 7-year-old, and we demolished them. Approved by the husband and the kid.
It looks really good. Do you remember which one you got?
It was, we had 2 different ones. One of them has to have olives for my son. And the other one, I don't remember what it was called, but it was like pepperoni and ham and and jalapenos, ham, and pepperoni. It was very good.
And your cheese wasn't dairy cheese, but it like melted.
It was vegan cheese, but it was like melty, felt like legit cheese. I felt spoiled. It was wonderful.
I love it. Speaking of vegetables, but I don't think this qualifies as a vegetable. There's a mushroom class this weekend at Jester King Mushroom Workshop. We were talking also offline. Amber was asking when was the last time I went to the farmer's market? And it has been a hot minute, but there used to be a mushroom vendor there. And I would get the Lion's Mane mushrooms, and they're delicious. They kind of mimic seafood to me when you cook them up, but they're really good for brain health. So I'm thinking like I need to get that back in my life.
Yeah. And so I understand that there are a couple of places that are now offering the Limitless mushroom blend, which is not a fresh mushroom, but it's a dried mushroom blend. And I know that they are carrying it at House of Jane now. And it is this is a product that my husband has been taking regularly, like 3 times a day for, goodness, a year and a half, almost 2 years. And he has definitely noticed that when he doesn't take it, that he feels a lot more fatigued. So he likes to take it, I guess, similar to like someone would drink an energy drink or a coffee or something like that. It just helps him wake up and helps him to be motivated to keep working hard when he's cleaning everyone's homes.
Do you remember the Bradley Cooper movie where he like took the pill that like let him use all of his brain? I'm pretty sure it was called Limitless.
I think it was called Limitless.
I'm almost positive it was.
It's like that. He gets all expanded and wonderful, but he swears by it. He takes it all the time.
Oh, that's awesome. That's really, really cool. Yeah, I'm thinking like, oh, he's like Bradley Cooper now. He gets to access all of his brain.
Wouldn't be sad.
I love it. I love it. Oh. I brought something for show and tell today too.
Show me.
Yeah. So you guys didn't know that this show now compromises a show and tell component. I see you brought Kevin for show and tell today too.
Yes.
So we look forward to seeing you throughout. Our third co-host, Kevin, the cat.
Say hi. Yeah, he doesn't want to be in front right now, just only when I'm talking.
I'm almost tempted to like turn this into a 20 questions game because I feel like nobody could ever guess what I have for show and tell.
Ooh, that could be fun.
So may I present to you action figure Bloom, his fire stick of dynamite flare thing, and a toy dinosaur. Now, why would I be showing this for show and tell? Because I got Jeff Goldblum action figure at the Retromania toy event at Ranch Park, and that's happening this weekend, and I'm very excited about it.
So that's like all kinds of toys? Is it primarily action figures, or do they have like puzzles and other types of stuff?
So like anything kind of retro.
Okay.
Like you'll for sure find the Little People's School Bus from 1982 in the box with all the little people, like really random out of the world things. I'm hoping my production assistant would grab my other two finds from that event as well, because while we're on the subject, these definitely deserve an honorable mention. I personally am an action figure fan, so that's what I'm looking for, but they have all kinds of things. My favorite actor is Gene Wilder. So last year I picked up Gene Wilder, Young Frankenstein, or Frankenstein. Willy Wonka, favorite movie of all time.
Those are awesome.
My son went through this phase when he was like 3 where he watched the original Willy Wonka every single day. Well, if we would let him, it was either that or the Cars movie. Cars had been out a while, but that was like really big when we were little. So it filled my little heart to see Willy Wonka every day. So that shows this weekend. Anything random or weird that your parents sold in a garage sale that you wish they hadn't, you can probably find it there. 10 out of 10 recommend on that too.
That sounds like fun. So yeah, I feel like I need to put a little plug out for Paws Animal Shelter, because that is where we found our lovely third assistant. My daughter earned her own money to get a kitty cat, get a friend, and it's actually, for all of the animals out there, it was kind of difficult to find a cat that was healthy and that we could actually visit and pet and make sure that everything, we were getting along and it was a good relationship before we brought them home. And I had never been out to the Paws Shelter before. It's off of 967. It's technically Dripping Springs, but it's a little bit further out than I had expected. But they were so wonderful there. The ladies were so nice. Everything was really clean. All of the kitties, you could tell they were just so happy. Kyle has been here for 3 days and clearly he's very comfortable. Didn't seem stressed. And so I just am very, very grateful to Paws and what they're doing out there. It's really, really refreshing to see such a good operation.
I think I've been calling him Kevin. It's not
you
Kevin.
Have, it's okay.
Kyle. And I think I was calling him Kevin because I was thinking about that movie Up.
Oh.
And Russell's like, Kevin's a girl. And so when you showed me Kyle, I meant to ask, is it a boy or a girl? And
it's mystery.
Whoops.
It's okay. I don't know that Kyle really suits him, but that is, my daughter loves South Park. So Kyle,
Brilliant. Kyle
she
the
paid
cat.
for him, so she gets to decide.
I love it. And I got to eavesdrop on a little conversation between you and Andrea Lang, kind of about some acclimation tips. And it just reminded me of her business and how she is just a treasure trove of knowledge. So if you're acclimating a new pet, or if you have a pet of your own that's out of sorts, she's awesome. She is
so
awesome.
wonderful. And that's twice now that she has like, girl, let me help you. And just offered me her wonderful, wonderful advice. And everything she's always told me about my animals has been so spot on. She knows what she is talking about. And every time I have a conversation with her about my pets, it's always like, oh, well, of course that makes sense.
Yeah, she's full of great information. Again, 10 out of 10 recommend. That's all I'm doing today is the 10 out of 10s. I love it. I learned that you many moons ago were into cars, and I'm curious, do you go to Cars and Coffee? Because that's also going on this weekend.
So I went one time to the event over Christmas because Santa was there, and obviously Cars and Santa, and it made sense. I have not been to the Cars and Coffee other than that Santa one, though I feel like I need to.
Well, this Sunday is your chance for the month. It's in the parking lot at Moxie. I feel like it kicks off at 8 a.m.-ish. And then they're done by lunchtime for sure.
I've heard of that one before too. It's supposed to be a pretty good size event, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you'll see all kinds of things. Like there's no, you have to be like a classic car or, any specific one. It's just come and hang out and have coffee and enjoy each other's company, which makes me love what a small town we live in. Like it's big but small.
It is. It's so beautiful. And there are some things coming up to celebrate the businesses in our small town. And one of them is our own Ashley Tullis. She is a rock star. I'm pretty sure all of you already know this about her, but you just won an award that's pretty darn prestigious. And I mean, I'm sure you've already given yourself a pat on the back, but I'm so proud of you. I'm so honored to know you.
Thank you.
Tell us about your award.
Yeah, I would call it more of an accomplishment than an award because they don't actually give an award out for this.
Maybe I get the gold star for it.
Oh, yes, I want the gold star. But yeah, for 2022 in Dripping Springs Independent School District, so in our local area, yours truly sold more houses than anybody, which is amazing. I don't know how that happened, but I'm so dadgum grateful to my clients that trust me, and it's a big accomplishment because this put me up against different agents that actually have teams working with them. So to run that race, like the only people that sold more than me were production builders that had like a subdivision to offload. So I'm hopeful that I can do that again in 2023. But if you had told me when I got my real estate license back in 2017 that in just 5 short years, I would sell more houses than anybody one year, I would have kind of chuckled at you. So super, super grateful for, again, my clients and my preferred vendors and all their support. And honestly, I get asked a lot, how did you do that? And I really think it's because I'm a community enthusiast first that just happens to be selling real estate. So they tend to go hand in hand. We were talking offline too. The Best of Dripping Springs nominations are happening now. Guys, you may or may not know this, but Amber has won that sucker like years running. Years. So we can't let her not win. What will this make? 4th?
This would be 4 years for being in business for 4.5 years. So there's some pressure there. There's some pressure there. More so than had we never won.
You told me that nominations were through when?
The nominations are going now through March 4th.
Ooh, right around the corner. So I think you can vote for that or nominate for that like once a week with your email. If I read the
I think so. And then I think the winners, then there will be the next round where once the nominations come in and you have the top 3, then you pick your favorites. And then those final winners, if I understand correctly, will be announced in May.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for the scoop on that.
Absolutely.
Kimberly Watson is watching as well. Hey, girl. Hey, we're so glad you're here. Kim and I get to chair on our chamber board together, and our chamber has the Start Awards next week. I think it's on Thursday, if I recall. Tickets are on sale to come check that out. The finalist list went out in their 5 a.m. email on Tuesday. I just happened to be awake at that time, so I got to see it come through. And congrats to everybody on that list. That's always a really fun time. So we hope you'll join us at, I think it's at Dripping Springs Distilling next Thursday at 6 o'clock. And it's a good time. There's also a silent auction happening as well. They've never done a silent auction before, so I don't know what to expect.
I'm curious how that's going to go.
I think it'll be great. I heard that it's like an old school one. It's not online. It's like the clipboards with the item, and you can kind of hover, and there's a countdown, and then they sweep away the clipboards. That sounds like
that's fun. That's fun.
So there's
an added layer of stimuli when you're hovering over the clipboard of the thing that you want.
It always ends up being a piece of Kendra Scott jewelry for me. Like, I will get scrappy around something Kendra Scott. And I didn't even go like during my birthday month for a discount or anything. It always seems like that's what gets my attention at silent auctions.
The last one, it was the last one that I really wanted was some Willie Nelson memorabilia. Ooh. And I was like, it was like oh gosh, I don't even remember exactly what it was, but I remember it was on this like really awesome like wood plank. And I was like, I don't know where it's going to go, but I'm going to build the room around it and it needs to come home with me. Sadly, I didn't win because I don't know if I threw enough elbows or what.
It was probably
someone snuck in.
Yeah, it was probably a money thing, right? Like they got you by like $1 right at the end.
Something, because I definitely was watching it, and then I don't think I was watching it right there at the end. Somebody swooped and I lost. Still exciting though.
Well, you'll have your chance next Thursday for another shot at a silent auction item, and I hope there's Willie memorabilia there. That would be pretty incredible.
I feel like that seems very appropriate for any silent auction in all of Texas, the whole world. It should just be the whole world.
I take notes, you guys, before we start talking, because I have kind of like a checklist of things to. Kindred spirits, her and I, like pen and paper people.
Do you have to write with colored pens?
No.
And this is as boring as I get, is blue. Normally it's like purple. I have the multicolor pack.
Oh.
Right in all the colors.
Are those the really thin ones? Like this size?
Yeah, these are yes.
Yeah.
The exact same ones.
This is taking an interesting turn. I bought that same pack, but it's so I can write in my Bible, because it is really hard to use like a fat pen to take notes, like in the Bible, and the pages are super thin. So I had to get these really, really thin ones. When I first moved to Dripping Springs, I met Mary Pat Powers, who I think quite a few people know around town. I just got really lucky, and she taught me that little trick. She was like, these are the pins you need. Been doing it ever since. But I've only bought like one pack, so I guess I should probably use them more so I can buy a second.
I just bought them. These are a new purchase for me because I do so much different networking and stuff. I had to buy a separate book to be able to keep track of all of my own personal appointments. And so I've got it color coded between what's mine, what's the kids, just trying to keep all the things straight. So I bought it for that.
Yeah, that's where I deviate. I'm pretty addicted to my Google Calendar for that stuff. It can be a little bit
I have that too. I was hoping it was going to be an extra thing to just make sure I don't miss anything.
And for those listening in, what Amber didn't say, but what she was really saying was, if you want to know about a networking event going on around Dripping Springs, she has all the calendars.
I can help with that.
Yeah,
I can help with
omnipresence. That. I think it might be her superpower. So we've hit our time. I did have one more event to mention. Our previous co-host, Chris, has his community date night tonight at Growlix. I think that kicks off at 6 o'clock. That's all I have for today.
Yay! It was a great show. I'm so glad we were able to share these things, and I hope that everybody has a wonderful, wonderful week.
And when will we see everyone again?
Next Wednesday at 2 o'clock.
That's right. We look forward to it. All righty, guys. We will see you next week. Thanks for tuning in. In the meantime, if you have questions or if you have some constructive criticism on things we should have mentioned but didn't, we are here for it, and we will take your suggestions. So until next week, we'll see y'all soon.
Take care.